Angus, good morning to you. So, yeah, plenty of focus on Canberra. You got any FOMO?
Well, look, I'm up here in the Northern Rivers region, Pete, and it's an important time to be up here. We've got 1,000 people who are still in emergency shelters, small businesses trying to get back on their feet. I'll be talking to real small businesses here. There won't be any small businesses representing their own businesses down at the Canberra conference today, but I'll be talking to them. And of course, the real question for the conference is, are they going to deliver tangible outcomes that really matter to Australians? Delivering on the real wages promise that Jim Chalmers made before the election, but has since scaled back and given up on. No material increases in his forecasts. Are they going to deliver on the labour shortages that small businesses are facing, endemic across the country, of course? And are they going to deliver on the real challenges that people are facing with making ends meet? And today, the 1st of September, we're seeing mortgage repayments going up for anyone on a flexible interest rate. This is really painful stuff for Australians. These are the tangible issues that people want the Labor government to focus on.
Now, when you talked about progress, there already has been some progress this morning, a deal, if you like, between the unions and big businesses. It's on workplace relations and a move to overhaul the boot. This is before the Job Summit even begins. So is that a sign of progress without your input?
Well, we do want to see an improvement in the boot. In fact, we put that to the Parliament and Labor rejected it. So we'll see. At the moment, it's a few principles. There's not much detail. There needs to be a lot more meat on the bone. And of course, the real question is, what are the Labor's union paymasters asking for in return? And that was the question, of course, when we put that legislation to the Parliament. We know they want industry-wide bargaining. We know they want to do something about the fact that only 15% of workers are represented by unions now, down from 50% back in the Hawke era. So, these are the things that the unions want, and we don't have any meat on the bones of those principles yet to see what they are going to get in return.
OK, well, what about some other points there? Some announcements expected include details around changes to the migration intake, digital apprenticeships to train more Australians for tech jobs, and also a plan to strengthen paid parental leave to 26 weeks. I mean, is that meat on the bone?
Well, it's early days because we haven't seen any detail. I mean, if you talk about labour shortages, which is a big deal, there's no question about that. Lots of small businesses really battling, most small businesses really battling with this, as well as bigger businesses. The starting point should be getting more Australians into work, Pete. And we've put a very practical suggestion, a tangible outcome, that we get pensioners and veterans, give them an incentive to do more work without losing their pensions, and that would make a real difference. There's enough pensioners and veterans out there who want to do extra work that it would make a tangible difference. We've heard crickets from the Labor Party, nothing.
Well,
they could have done this. They could have gone on with it weeks ago.
No, I did put that point to Jim Chalmers a short time ago, and he says, well, if it was important to you, why didn't you do it when you were in government?
Well, you know what? Labor can do this now. That's not an excuse. They don't take responsibility. They lectured us for months in the lead up to the election on responsibility. But when it comes to being in government, they've failed to do it. They can do that tomorrow. So the real question is, why aren't they doing it tomorrow? Not to focus on the opposition. They're looking in the rear vision mirror. People want them to look in the windscreen, Pete, and they should be doing exactly that.
Just a final point here.
We can get on with this. This is a sensible. We'll work with Labor on this. It's a sensible proposal.
Okay, I've got about 30 seconds left, but I do want to get you on migration, because we can all agree there needs to be an increase in migration. Have you got a number in mind? I mean, I noticed the master builders, they say they're 500,000 workers short. David Littleproud says in the agriculture sector, which you're aware of, 120,000 short there. I mean, are we going to be short anyway, whatever number we settle on here?
Well, we do need, there's no question, as well as having more Australians in work and working more, if that's what they choose to do, we are going to need more migration. It's always been part of our mix. But how many we need depends on how we go on the pensioners, the veterans and other Australians doing more work. So it's very hard to answer that question in a vacuum, Pete. But what's very clear is Labor needs to get on and deal with this, not have a talk fest. Butcher's paper and post-it notes at a Canberra conference is all wonderful, lovely stuff, but it's not actually delivering the tangible outcomes that Australians want. And those real issues, real wages, dealing with cost of living, labour shortages, we need solutions, not a gab fest.
Okay, Angus Taylor, the Shadow Treasurer there, speaking to us live from Ballina, where he's not at the Job Summit. He'll be speaking to small businesses over the next couple of days.